what is it? The 2nd, September 2nd. Not a good day for our guy CM Punk, bro. Last year, he was fired by Tony Khan and AEW. Some say he wanted out and he was looking for a way to get fired. I believe that's partially true. It also was the beginning of the downfall of All Elite Wrestling because they haven't been the same since. And tonight, September 2nd, 2024, he didn't get fired. But Drew McIntyre breaks the sacred bracelet. He destroys the 50-cent bracelet. He takes the pieces and he feeds it to CM Punk as he delivers a claymore, sending Punk out of the building bleeding and on his way to the hospital. Rest in peace, Punk's bracelet. I wonder where he's going to come up with the extra 50 cents to buy himself a new one. Monday Night Raw was certainly a set-up show for Bad Blood, which right now is looking to be an all-timer. We'll discuss why. I thought tonight was a great aftermath show, set the tone. I'm excited about October 5th in Atlanta, Georgia. There won't be playoff baseball this year, so I got to get excited about something. But I'll tell you what I am excited about, man. An old-fashioned waiting for me at the venue. The beer gardens last week, so you better get used to it. We're drinking outside tonight, man, because I love drinking outside at the beer garden when it's 60 degrees, cool, crisp, that fall air. Love it. And when I get there, I want to know on this Monday night, what the fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there.
Why has Triple H been so successful? Why is Triple H running WWE better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard on Monday and Friday night? Long-term booking.
Guys, thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your Monday Night Raw post show for September 2nd, 2024. I am your host, JD from New York, as always, coming to you live from the OTS Beer Garden. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on your Monday evenings, wherever you may be. And thank God the camera wasn't on, as I just spilled my cold beverage all over my desktop, man. So Jesse, I'm going to need you to put the, whatever the fuck you're doing over there down. I need some extra towels, okay? Towel boy. And make sure the kids are out of the venue tonight, man. Seriously, if I hear a child running around here, man, I'm going to have to dump you, okay? Pissing me off. You had a bad week this week, man. I may dump you. Fucking goddamn it, man. I hate when I fucking spill shit. It's been a bad couple of weeks, man. Jesus Christ. I'm a fucking klutz. Look, you don't believe there's a fucking towel here, man. All over my fucking keyboard. Jesus Christ. Whatever. Whatever, man. Monday Night Raw. I thought Bash in Berlin was the thumbs up show. I thought it was a great show. It was in and out. It was quick. It was a culmination of whatever WWE built up coming out of SummerSlam. And I thought it was a thumbs up show. But the show that we're all looking forward to is Bad Blood, October 5th in Atlanta, Georgia. And we're celebrating the return of a show that gave us the first ever Hell in a Cell between Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker. And that was back in 1997 in the same building. And we're celebrating all these years later the return of Hell in a Cell. And it couldn't be more fitting. Couldn't be more fitting than with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre inside Hell in a Cell. And the one very important question that I posed to everybody coming out of Bash in Berlin was how WWE was going to take CM Punk and Drew McIntyre and make it feel like it belongs inside Hell in a Cell. That was the big question. Drew McIntyre beat CM Punk at SummerSlam. Obviously, Seth Rollins was a big focal point there as he was the special guest referee. We go on to Berlin, and we got a strap match. And that was the stipulation for them in Berlin. CM Punk wins it. He delivers GTS after GTS after GTS to CM Punk, to Drew McIntyre, rather, does CM Punk. And he defeats Drew McIntyre by touching all four corners of the ring, all four turnbuckles, winning the old school classic strap match on Saturday afternoon. A lot of people were like, oh, well, there's the feud. It's all over. No, it's not over. It's not over by a long shot. The one big question coming out of that was, how? How do we get to match number 3? Because McIntyre pinned Punk at SummerSlam. Punk beat McIntyre, but did not pin him at Berlin. Now we are looking at a match number 3, and inside Hell in a Cell is the right destination for it. I pitched a couple of different things for WWE to potentially go out there and write to take this to the next level to where it needed to be. I said, if WWE wants to take Drew McIntyre and have him Claymore kick AJ Lee, that's one of the big talking points in the community. Everybody's like, oh, AJ Lee's coming back. AJ Lee should be back. I think attacking AJ Lee or having her get in harm's way accidentally and she takes a Claymore kick in defense of her husband, or Drew McIntyre does something to her while she's sitting in the arena, front row, and he pulls her over the barricade, or something really dastardly by Drew McIntyre. I didn't like that idea, even though the prospect of AJ Lee being back on WWE TV is something that everybody wants to see. The fact that people were leaning towards that, I did not see that being the idea WWE went with. Why would you want AJ Lee back in this? All these years later, AJ Lee back in WWE, yes, she's playing second fiddle to her husband, and she is the casting character, not even the main character, a fucking cast, or secondary cast member in this feud with Drew McIntyre. Why would you want that? She's got a B-level role in this thing, and she's only there to propel both McIntyre and Punk inside Hell in a Cell. I don't think people would want that. Why would you want to ruin AJ Lee's return to WWE based off that? So I said, yeah, that's a okay idea. I get where people are going with that, but why would they want that for AJ Lee? I don't really see that playing out. We're not getting that. We're not getting that in this feud. I said maybe a home invasion. Who knows? Punk is on his couch. He's watching the shitty Chicago Cubs, and he's waiting for playoff baseball that may or may not never come. I don't fucking know. I don't really give a shit about baseball nowadays. But maybe a home invasion. I think Drew McIntyre is beyond the home invasion. Maybe Larry gets kidnapped. Maybe that handsome man, Larry, gets kidnapped. Larry's not involved. The one other thing that I pitched on Saturday afternoon was, again, regarding the bracelet. I said on Saturday, word for word, what if Drew McIntyre, in some attack on Monday, manages to get the bracelet back? He takes the bracelet, he breaks the bracelet, and you see its remnants scattered about in the ring, and that's what sets the tone for the feud to go to Bad Blood and finish inside Hell in a Cell. That's exactly what we got. I brought a lot of different options to the table, and one of them that we brought to the table is how it played out tonight. So good on everybody on Saturday. It's exactly what Drew McIntyre did tonight. Punk came out and said he wants the World Heavyweight Championship. Punk basically was the bringer of all of his bad news tonight, because he thought that with a win over McIntyre, he was going to move past McIntyre very, very easily after taking care of him at Bash in Berlin. No, partner. It doesn't work that way. McIntyre's not going to go down quietly. McIntyre is not going to go to sleep like you want, like a good little boy. No, McIntyre wants to be a rebel. McIntyre wants to stay way up past his bedtime. And McIntyre wants to eat midnight snacks till his tummy is really full and then doesn't feel good anymore. He doesn't want to be read a bedtime story. He doesn't want to go to sleep. He doesn't want to be tucked in nice and tight. No. McIntyre is out for blood. And that's exactly what he got tonight. A bleeding CM Punk, and a Punk that was put on a gurney and sent to the hospital once again. Punk has a thing with hospitals. He went into the hospital to tear his torn pec. Then he got back out. In Chicago, they sent him back to the hospital because McIntyre followed him there after Scotland and beat the shit out of him. And now he's back in the hospital again. 3 different times McIntyre put this guy in the hospital. I think we're even. Punk ruined McIntyre 3 different times to the world title, and McIntyre put Punk in the hospital on 3 different occasions. I think we're even now. Now it's time to settle the score in Atlanta, Georgia, inside Hell in a Cell. Punk wants Gunther. WWE laid the groundwork for what's happening at Survivor Series. That's why that was made. Some people may be asking, well, when does he get Gunther? Why is he looking at Gunther? Punk wanted the World Championship ever since he came back to WWE. That was the goal. That was the mission statement. World Championship, WrestleMania, and that's what he came back for. He would like to win the World Championship at WrestleMania because that's what he wants to do. But I think Punk, in this case, has got to get rid of Drew McIntyre, win the World Championship, and main event WrestleMania. That is his ultimate goal, really. The World Championship is a goal. If it happens at WrestleMania, even better. But he wants to main event WrestleMania. That's his goal. That's why he's here. He never got a WrestleMania main event. He should have got a WrestleMania main event. It should have been WrestleMania 30 against Daniel Bryan. And fuck Vince McMahon for not letting it happen. Still, to this day, an absolutely terrible decision on why that match never happened at WrestleMania 30. But I'm not going to look back over fucking 11 years and cry over something that didn't happen. So I just feel like that should have been the case. Punk is here because of that very reason. Survivor Series. We're getting Gunther and CM Punk. Vancouver. That's the World Championship match. He won't win there either. Gunther's not losing the World Championship. I don't give a shit if you book him in a match against fucking Jesus Christ himself after he resurrected. He's not winning. Gunther is not losing the World Heavyweight Championship. It is not his time. You are not having him wrestle Randy Orton, beat Randy Orton, and then wrestle Sami Zayn, beat Sami Zayn. I'll get to that in a second. And then wrestle CM Punk and then lose. No. I'm sorry, we're not going down that road, bro. there's this guy that's ready to come back and probably will be CM Punk's WrestleMania opponent. And that guy is an architect. He's a revolutionary. He's a visionary. He dresses very bizarre. His name is Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins and CM Punk will be your world. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he does lose it. I have no idea. But I will say right now, with or without the World Championship, Seth Rollins and CM Punk will be one of your featured matches at WrestleMania in Las Vegas. With or without the World Championship. But I'm pretty safe in what I'm saying. Gunther is not losing the World Heavyweight Championship. And I will get back to that in a second because we got a major fucking bomb here. Oh, my goodness. Angel Alaga with a $200 bomb. Oh, my goodness. This bomb is for the GOAT. And thanks for helping me with your streams. Having gone through some crap the last couple of years, between recovering from heart surgery, loss of complete vision in one eye, and the recent loss of my father. Also, your pairing with Jason is so good on Tuesday Night Titans. Angel, from the bottom of my heart, brother, we wish you nothing but the best. Thank you for being a part of the OTS family. You are a VIP, no doubt about it, here on Off the Script. I appreciate you very much. And one of the best things that anybody could tell me doesn't even need to be in donation form like you. I get it all the time. JD, you helped me with a breakup. JD, you helped me with the loss of a pet. JD, you helped me with the loss of a family member or a friend. You helped me get over the loss of a job. I've been going through a tough time, dark time. Thank you for being there and sharing your brand of entertainment and making me laugh and making me forget about everything at least for a couple of hours a week. I love that. Thank you very much, Angel. Thoughts and prayers to you on the recent loss of your father. I can't really speak from personal level. I've experienced loss, but not my family, not my parents. I send you my well wishes, my thoughts, my love, and my prayer. Thank you, Angel. I appreciate you very much, man. Thank you for being here. And Jason does as well. He appreciates you and everybody and all the kind words that you guys send us every single week for Tuesday Night Titans, man. We love it. CM Punk and Gunther will be at Survivor Series for the World Heavyweight Championship. Punk will not beat Gunther. WWE already is in motion to get Gunther as one of the greatest World Heavyweight Champions known to man. He's going to have a monumental reign. And I said this on Saturday. Do you guys genuinely think that him holding the Intercontinental Championship for 666 days, you don't think he's going to do at least half that with the World Championship? Anything less than that would be a disappointment if you're Gunther. Punk and Gunther at Survivor Series. Punk, how he loses at Survivor Series, I don't know. Could McIntyre still be looming large? Possibly. Could Seth Rollins come back and say, hey, man, this is not your spot. This is my spot. This is my championship. I was compromised for this championship. And maybe he costs Punk the championship, and that's how we build towards WrestleMania. But Punk and Gunther, the reason why it was said is because they're planting seeds to get you already in mind that that's happening at Survivor Series. CM Punk, as far as Drew McIntyre is concerned, inside Hell in a Cell, we all know what's coming. We all know what's happening. I said this out loud without putting it on social media because I didn't want anybody to take my idea. The social media is rampant with fucking engagement farmers and people who don't give credit. There is absolutely zero way that CM Punk and Drew McIntyre go inside Hell in a Cell, beat the holy shit out of each other, show up on Monday night following Bad Blood, and pretend like nothing the last 10 months ever happened. There is only one way for this to end. Punk will beat McIntyre. Punk will go on and wrestle Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. They basically told you that without telling you tonight. But what does that leave Drew McIntyre to do? Where does that leave him in the grand scheme of things on Monday night? This Hell in a Cell match is going to be more than just for fucking bracelets. It's going to be more than just bad blood between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. This match is going to end with one man leaving the fucking brand. It has to. I would not be shocked. And I swear to God, I mean, I would actually be disappointed if they don't say something before Bad Blood, or at least put a stipulation on top of it. The loser of this match is no longer on Monday Night Raw. McIntyre has exhausted all options on Monday night. He's exhausted every option he's got on Monday night. It's not even about a world title anymore. It's not. He don't give a fuck about the world title. He doesn't give a shit about anything else but CM Punk. He cares about Punk more than he does himself. McIntyre needs to lose and then get moved to SmackDown on Friday night. That's what needs to happen. Loser leaves town, loser leaves brand, whatever the case may be. These two cannot coexist on Monday Night Raw following this Hell in a Cell match. It would look fucking ridiculous. Can you imagine, after all that we've been given, these two guys go inside Hell in a Cell, and then the following Monday after Bad Blood, hey, man, you know, the Punk's going to go on and do something else, and McIntyre's going to be on, you know, the show doing something else. You mean to tell me that there's not going to be any inclination, any fucking desire from one guy to go at the other, even after Bad Blood? They have to be separated. They have to. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. A move to SmackDown for Drew McIntyre will give him the opportunity to once again reclaim the WWE Championship, and Cody Rhodes will have a fucking elite, grade A heel to work with on Friday night. If that's the case, if that's the direction that they want to go and do on Friday night after he wrestles Randy Orton. Because you know that Cody needs some big-named heels on Friday Night SmackDown to feud with. Solo Sikoa ain't going to cut it. That's what needs to happen. Drew versus Cody could be a potential long-term plan for WWE, and this is the start of that. That's what I was thinking watching this segment. There's no way. There's no way. He fed him the bracelet tonight. He took the bracelet. First of all, he slammed him on the commentary table. He claymored him out of his fucking Nikes. He threw him in the ring, beat the shit out of him, took his bracelet, broke it, fed it to him, claymored him with the fucking remnants of the bracelet in his mouth, and then he gets stretchered on a gurney. And then he attacks him before he was loaded into the ambulance. And you saw clearly that Punk was bleeding from the mouth due to the 3 Claymore kicks that Drew McIntyre gave him. That's what needs to happen. He got fucked up. We're getting Hell in a Cell. After Hell in a Cell, these two guys cannot coexist on the same brand at all. McIntyre's got to get moved to SmackDown. I think that's where they're going with this. I would be disappointed if it doesn't end up that way, because at that point, if they are on the same brand, it would be fucking illogical. So I want to see how many people pick up on that. And you know where you heard it here first, folks, because usually, you know, you're paying $5 to some fucking cuck to get some news. But here we are breaking the shit before it even happens, just like we called Hell in a Cell 2 months ago and a bunch of other shit regarding Vince McMahon and the whole Triple H and all this other nonsense. We don't need none of this shit. We don't need none of this shit. So thank you guys for all of your support. And normally when I like to say something on the show here in regards to a storyline or where it's going to go, and then we see it play out, I give myself a little pat on the back, because a lot of these people, they don't really know where they're getting their news from or how they're getting their news and all this other shit. So I love it. And that's exactly where I see it going. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I'm just trying to think logically how I would do things. And normally how I would do things is normally the logical, common sense way of doing it. So I hope that we get that. I hope that we get that for sure. Sami Zayn This was the other big important news article coming out of this show tonight. Sami Zayn showed up after a couple of weeks off. Gunther beat Randy Orton at Bash in Berlin. Great match. Classic old school main event at Bash in Berlin. They went 25 minutes. Both guys loved them. Sami Zayn showed up and challenged Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, my first question was why? Why is Sami Zayn a loser who just lost to Braun Breaker? Last time we saw Braun Breaker and Sami Zayn, they wrestled 2 out of 3 falls and he lost. Sami Zayn is a loser. Now he's back and he wants a world championship match. So right out of the gate, my brain starts to function and say, why? Why Sami Zayn? After thinking about it, after sitting with it, after kind of assessing the situation, I'm going to give you exactly why I think this is a good idea. And why I think both Sami and Jey Uso doing their things right now individually, where they will both lose, is a good story for them to reconvene together and win the World Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. That's where I'm going with this. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about Dominik and Liv Morgan with Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest. They continued the build towards Bad Blood, with Rhea getting her championship match against Liv Morgan in Atlanta. And tonight, we got 2 triple threat matches. Bronson Reed not on the show. He has COVID. Hopefully he will be back next week. We got a replacement for him in the match. It actually was poetic, and it worked out beautifully the way that it did. Not that I want him to have COVID, but I love the way that they weaved Braun Strowman into the IC title Fatal 4-Way next week after he won tonight. And Bronson Reed is going to be one angry fucking big man coming back next week because that was another opportunity that was taken away from him, and it was not his fault. So we'll talk about that. And tonight was the debut of Joe Tessitore on Monday Night Raw from ESPN. Joe Tessitore makes his debut with Monday Night Raw in the seat, taking Michael Cole's spot, sitting next to Wade Barrett on Monday night. Love Joe Tessitore. Was it a perfect 3 hours? No. No, I will give my unfiltered thoughts about Joe Tessitore, but man, oh man, through the Mike Adamleys and the fucking Jimmy Smiths and all the fucking, fucking half-witted idiots that they got sitting in that chair over the years, Joe Tessitore was a pleasure to listen to in the recent string of failed WWE play-by-play commentators. Love it. And if you guys want someone who basically is not Mauro Ranallo, but gives you that Mauro Ranallo feel like I love, Joe Tessitore's your guy, man. We'll talk about it right here on the Monday Night Raw post show right here on Off the Scripts. Thank you guys very much for all your support. Love you guys. We had a great month of August. We're starting the month of September off in a great way. We got Angel Alago. I see Fire Panda in the chat. Love seeing Fire Panda here. We got Jay Beezy dropping a dono. You guys are great, man. Love it. We'll go over all your super chats. Keep getting them on in, man. I love the energy. Love the energy. Tonight, we are sponsored by HelloFresh. Oh, my goodness, man. I love HelloFresh, bro. This partnership was a match made in heaven, legitimately, man. Like Miss Elizabeth and Macho Man Randy Savage. HelloFresh. Something you guys don't know about me, man. I use HelloFresh at least 3 to 4 times a week. It's easy. We'll talk about HelloFresh a little bit later on the show, man, but tonight was a perfect partnership with HelloFresh, and they want to give you guys 10 free meals and free breakfast for life. Yeah. 10 free meals and free breakfast for life, man. I pinned a comment in the live stream chat. I want you guys to click that and use my promo code JDSEP10. SEP for September. JDSEP10 and receive 10 free meals and free breakfast for life. That's one breakfast item per box. That's a great deal for me, man. I don't know about you guys. I took advantage of that. And I use HelloFresh every weekday night almost. And their breakfast, man, they hit. So if you guys want something, if you're a content creator especially, to make your life a little bit easier, HelloFresh is it, man. Plus the ingredients, the product are so good. The meals that they come up with, man, there's always a rotation of meals. A great variety. So HelloFresh is sponsoring the show tonight. We'll go over them a little bit later on in the show. Tonight, sponsored by HelloFresh. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Go check out all the other content on the channel. There's plenty of it. Content starts fresh tonight. Obviously, we're live from Monday Night Raw tomorrow night. Jason and I will give you guys the rundown of Bash in Berlin, how we're looking like for Bad Blood, and we'll go over all your weekly news and rumors on Tuesday Night Titans episode 64 tomorrow night at 8:30. And please make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. Let's try for 1,000 likes today on the Monday Night Raw post show right here on Off the Script. Public service announcement for you guys. You guys know I love my cold beverages, man. This is a non-alcoholic beverage. I have found my new favorite beverage going forward, man. I'm a coffee guy. I love me some coffee. No matter where I go. I'll be in Chicago on Wednesday for the House of Glory show on Thursday. Flying out tomorrow afternoon, or Wednesday afternoon, rather. And everywhere I go, man, no matter where it is all about the coffee. It's cocktails and coffee. I found this new concoction. This existed before I found it, obviously, but I don't know why I wasn't up on it before this. It's called an E-tonic. It's espresso mixed with tonic water. And it's fucking unbelievable. It's espresso, tonic water, and a little bit of sugar. Depending on how you like your sugar, you can put as much sugar in you want. It's cane sugar, sugar water. I like a little bit of vanilla syrup, mostly in my coffee, but oh my goodness, man. Holy shit. You gotta stop me from drinking the E-tonics, man. I made myself one tonight. I'm ready to go. Seriously. So if you guys don't know about the E-tonic, now you do. A little bit of tonic water over ice, a double espresso on top of it, man. It is fucking glorious. Absolutely glorious. Cold beverages waiting to happen, man. Love it. Now that I got that out of my system, I'd like to share things with you guys. Monday Night Raw. We open up with Ria Ripley. Ria Ripley started the show. She was very successful in her mixed tag team match at Bash in Berlin with Damian Priest over Liv Morgan and Dominik Mysterio. I thought the mixed tag team match was really, really good. I thought it was probably one of Liv Morgan's best matches ever. I thought the crowd was also a huge factor in making it really feel super special and over, taking it to where it needs to be. Everybody loves the heat that Dominik gets. I think Dominik and Liv are a great pairing. They're a very good heel act to Rhea and Damian Priest. And a lot of people were like, well, Judgment Day needs to win. They need to look strong. No, I said it on Saturday. I'm going to reiterate it again because that's exactly what Ria Ripley said tonight. The first thing that she said tonight. On Saturday, I said Rhea pinning Liv was the right move. We all know that this is going to get us the championship match that she never got. She got it at SummerSlam, but Dominik fucked her over. Now she beat the champion at Bash in Berlin. She's getting a proper Women's World Championship match. Her pinning Liv Morgan was the right move so that she could show up on Monday and exclaim to everybody, hey, I pinned the champion. I'm now ready for my rematch. I'm going to get my title back. If she didn't do that and Liv Morgan beat Rhea Ripley or Dominik pinned Damian Priest, then there really is no way for Rhea Ripley to come out and say, I earned my championship match. No, you didn't. You lost. You lost at SummerSlam. You lost at Bash in Berlin. you don't earn shit. So I like the outcome at Bash in Berlin. A lot of people were like, well, why did they do that? That's why. I thought this was a great move. She comes out, she talks about how she and Damian Priest brutalized Liv Morgan and Dominik Mysterio. She said they're just getting started destroying the Judgment Day. She said it's about time she take back whatever she lost. And in this case, she never really lost the women's championship because she got hurt. And she had to vacate the championship. She was never pinned for it. She was champion for 365 days and probably would have been champion well into this year and into WrestleMania. 2 full WrestleMania cycles, Rhea Ripley would have been the world champion. But this was a blessing in disguise, the fact that Liv Morgan was the one that injured her. They have a built-in story, and I think this has added much more life to Rhea Ripley. It got her to where she needs to be. She's mega over. Liv is doing the best work of her career. This was one of the greatest happenstances in WWE history for 2 performers that, you know, Rhea was going to go on to be a big babyface no matter what, but I mean, this just elevated her to just ridiculous levels. And Liv Morgan, I don't think anybody really gave credit to Liv Morgan at all. She was just there. But man, is she doing the best work of her entire career right now this year, in the last 3 months. Love it. She was interrupted by Dom, who walked out onto the stage, obviously loud boos. He had a black eye and a blood spot in his eye. I don't know what happened at the match in Berlin, but he got fucked up. She said nobody wants to hear his voice. He was trying to speak over the crowd. She told him to go get her girlfriend before she gives him another black eye. Fans obviously booing him. Dom insisted Liv wasn't scared of Rhea. She beats you before she'll beat you again. Rhea cut him off and said he's stupid in Spanish. She said if Liv won't come out here, he should give her a message that she'll face her anytime, any place. Liv tried to attack Rhea Ripley here, but Rhea Ripley saw her coming and delivered a back elbow. She then grabbed a fleeing Dominik Mysterio, who tried to run away. Liv attacked Ripley from behind and knocked her down. Ripley went through the ropes and her foot got caught up in the rope, twisted in the rope. Now, I don't know if this was supposed to happen, but whether it did or it didn't, or it was supposed to happen or it didn't supposed to happen, I thought it was a great looking spot because it sold it even better, and Tessitore had a great call on it. So I'll talk about him in a little bit. But he ran away, and Liv is attacking the knee, and Ripley is trying to kick away at her and then kissed her on the cheek as she was hanging upside down, was Liv Morgan. Damian Priest ran out to help Rhea Ripley's leg. Dominik and Liv fled, and they retreated through the timekeeper's area. Ripley was clutching her leg in pain as Damian Priest saved her from tearing any ligaments or any potential damage furthermore to that knee. And both were obviously very, very upset at what transpired here with Liv Morgan and Dominik Mysterio. I thought this was all that it needed to be. You didn't need to do anything else. There really isn't much left to do. It's all about Rhea getting her title back, and that is what the story is all about. Rhea pinned Liv. Rhea says, I want a title match anytime, anywhere. Liv is going to be the chicken shit heel. No, you're not getting a championship match. Blah, blah, blah. Sneak attack. Babyface gets beat up. In this instance, Rhea Ripley got her leg caught in the rope. Again, whether that was supposed to happen or not, it looked great. And we sell now Rhea Ripley limping around for a couple weeks before she shows back up and is 100% to go. And then the match is announced for Bad Blood between Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. I don't know if WWE is going to give us only one Hell in a Cell or if they're going to do 2 Hell in a Cells. Now, Vince McMahon would have given us 3 Hell in a Cells. I think one show he gave us 3 Hell in a Cell matches. I remember one show, I don't remember what year it was, but my God, what a ridiculous fucking pay-per-view that was. You want to talk about overkill and killing a gimmick dead to a point where it doesn't mean anything anymore. He was throwing people in there that didn't even belong inside a Hell in a Cell, ever. If we get 1, fantastic. It's Drew and Punk. But if we get 2, Rhea and Liv inside Hell in a Cell would absolutely fit the bill. No doubt about it. So we'll see what happens. I don't know if they're going to go and do that. I can't imagine Liv Morgan inside of Hell in a Cell. But if the feud calls for it and they do decide to do it, I'm not going to complain about it because I do think that is a match fit for Hell in a Cell. Some people are saying 2016. We'll see. Now, I want to address this because I see some people in the chat also bringing this up here tonight. A lot of people are saying Raquel Rodriguez is going to join Liv Morgan as her bodyguard against Ria Ripley. Now, I don't know where you guys are getting this from. I don't know who on social media is feeding you this. If it ends up happening, great. There's a story there. Because Rodriguez was Liv's tag team partner. And Ria Ripley, she had a history with Raquel Rodriguez dating back to NXT. I think Raquel Rodriguez was the last person that Ria Ripley saw on NXT before Ria Ripley got, thrown to the main roster. So they do have some history there. Rodriguez went on to win the NXT Women's Championship. There is history there. If it does end up playing out that way, fantastic. They're giving Rodriguez something to do. I could absolutely see her being another female added. I don't even know if she'd be in the Judgment Day, but if they want to add her to the Judgment Day, I wouldn't mind it. A 2-female presence in the Judgment Day. She makes more sense than fucking Carlito. But if they go and do it, great. There's history there. It might work. But am I leaning on Raquel Rodriguez here? No. I'm not banking on that happening. I'm not really 100% sure. In fact, I don't know why we would want to drag this on any further. A lot of people tend to say that Triple H tends to drag storylines on and they never end. And when they hit an end point, you kind of feel it and he just continues to give you weeks of television. Do you genuinely want to see this carry on for another 3 to 4 months? Do you want to see this carry on all the way till WrestleMania? With Rhea Ripley getting her championship back then? I mean, I'm sure they could come up with a way to do it and get us there, but, man, talk about overkill. Talk about not really needing it to go that long. Like, Bad Blood should be it. Rhea ends Liv at Bad Blood and gets her championship back. Finn Balor and Damian Priest, if you want to make that the WrestleMania match, go ahead. There's no indication that that's taking place at Bad Blood. They haven't even had a one-on-one match yet. But doing that and dragging this out, the women, till WrestleMania, I mean, that may be a tall order, man. I don't know. But Raquel Rodriguez obviously needs something different to do. She needs a fucking makeover. She needs a fresh coat of paint. If she comes back, doing the whole smiley, smiling everywhere. Nobody wants to see that shit, man. That's so fucking unnatural. It's like watching Denise Salcedo on fucking YouTube fake her way through a fucking live stream. Through a reactions video. Nobody wants to see it. Nobody believes you. You fucking kidding me? It's the fakest shit I've ever seen. Nobody wants to see fake. They want upfront, honest, genuine. Vince McMahon saw the smiley bullshit in Raquel. It never worked. It buried her before she even started. He did the same thing with Apollo Crews. Smiling everywhere. What the fuck are you smiling about? You've been in fucking catering for the last 5 years. Now you're on TV. You're smiling? Come on, man. Ridiculous. So if it works out that way, great. If not, I'm not going to lose sleep. It does make sense creatively if they want to weave her into the Judgment Day angle. Now, Joe Tessitore. Joe Tessitore, he is the newest play-by-play guy on Monday Night Raw, coming from a background of boxing and Monday Night Football, college football, ESPN. Joe Tessitore was fucking on point tonight. Love it. Absolutely great. And the reason why I talk about this here is because he had a great enthusiasm about him calling the attack by Liv Morgan on Rhea Ripley tonight when she got her leg caught in the ropes. He brings a real sports enthusiasm to the show. Like, I honestly feel, I listen to Joe Tessitore. It's very difficult for me to get holy moly out of my head. So, and there's a fucking spider. Oh my fucking God, man, the size of this fucking thing. Dead. Fucking dead. Motherfucker. Holy shit! Oh my goodness, man. I swear to God, man. I got the eyes of a fucking eagle. Talking about fucking Joe Tessitore. I see this fucking spider just crawling up my wall in front of me, man. Holy shit. Bugs. Can't stand bugs, bro. No, thank you. We don't need any spiders. We don't need any fucking Bill Gates mosquitoes flying around. We don't need none of this shit, man. Keep it away from me. Keep it away from me. Joe Tessitore brings a real sports enthusiasm to the show. Again, like I said, it's very difficult to hear Joe Tessitore not think Holy Moly with Rob Riggle, which was a great fucking show. I don't know why they never brought it back. They were a fucking great commentary team on Holy Moly. But, man, he brings an enthusiasm to the show. And he's got a great voice as well. In the moments where it calls for him to really get animated, like this attack with Ria Ripley and Liv Morgan, the attack by CM Punk on Drew McIntyre, he really did good. I can't wait to really hear more of that side of Joe Tessitore. But there were moments on tonight's show where it's his first night. I'm going to give him some opportunity to really kind of get into the groove and start calling the act. Listen, I don't expect Joe Tessitore to go out there and call every fucking move strong style like Mauro Ranallo did. Uyushi Goroshi by Adam Cole and a fucking Burning Hammer by fucking Cedric Alexander. Listen, there's guys that do that and they do that very well. Mauro fucking is an encyclopedia of wrestling knowledge and wrestling maneuvers. That's his gig. That's what he does. Plus, he's a great storyteller. Joe Tessitore's not going to be that guy. He's not going to be that guy on the main roster. I don't think anybody on the main roster really had that or needed that for the main roster. But if he can get, the basics down, calling the moves in the ring, and there was a lot of dead air tonight, which is very unusual for a WWE commentary team. There legitimately is no dead air with Michael Cole. So it's very weird to hear dead air. Like, there were a couple of moments on tonight's show where there was just nothing being stated, and they just let the action speak for itself. I guess if you want to look at that as a good thing, it's not bad. But the one thing that I fear as a commentator, and so does Solomonster, is dead air. I hate dead air. Dead air makes me fucking very, very uneasy and very uncomfortable. I feel like I'm not doing a good job when there's dead air. When I don't have nothing to say or anything to say, I feel like I'm not doing a good job. I don't know. Maybe you guys felt that same way, but all in all, I thought he did a great job. It really sounds like you're watching a sports program with him at the helm. That's one of the weaknesses of AEW, by the way. I don't know if you guys agree with me or I can't fucking stand Excalibur. I think Excalibur sucks. I think Tony Schiavone is fucking terrible. I really do. I watched Collision on Saturday night, and Tony Schiavone is fucking, he is ear-bleeding bad on commentary. I can't listen to him. Nigel McGuinness is an ace. Taz is an ace. They got their play-by-play guys, and they are bad. Their color commentator guys are fucking aces. I don't know why they never went out and got Morrow. I don't know if they made him an offer or if they wanted to make him an offer. I don't really know. Kevin Kelly didn't work out for whatever reason. He was not everybody's cup of coffee. He was good in doses. But, man, they got the Ring of Honor dude. I forgot his fucking name. Ian Riccaboni. They got Ian Riccaboni, and they're using him for Ring of Honor only. Ian Riccaboni should be the voice of AEW. The fuck are we doing with some masked goon behind the commentary booth? I know he's been there for 5 years, but Jesus fucking Christ, man. That's their problem. They got a slew of problems. That's one of them. The sameness of the commentary team is fucking just old. I need something new there. I don't enjoy it anymore. It's not fun to me anymore. Joe Tessitore sounded really good. And I'm very excited to hear what he brings to the table on Monday night. And he will be on Monday night for the rest of the year. Then on January 6th, I believe, is the first episode of Monday Night Raw. on Netflix, they will move Michael Cole, Pat McAfee, and I believe Corey Graves back to Monday night, and Joe Tessitore, Wade Barrett will move over to Friday Night SmackDown. I think that's the going plan right now. But I thought he did great. I thought he did really, really good for his first night out. Much better than fucking Adnan Virk and Jimmy Smith and whoever else they fucking got in there. Kevin Patrick. Oh, my fucking God, man. Was anybody as bad as Kevin Patrick? I think we'll be fine with Joe Tessitore. So, yes, this opening segment set the tone. Bad blood. Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, Women's World Championship. Gonna happen. And the little knee issue is a way to sell the effects of all of this over the next 5 weeks. Gable. Chad Gable. He was pacing backstage and raging at the Creeds. And Ivy Nile was there as well. He was yelling about what happened last week. He says they're not there to mess around this week. He said the Creeds are the best athletes to walk through the doors of WWE in 10 years. So go show them. Brutus tipped over a table in anger, headed to the ring. Chad slapped Julius to psych him up. And the camera followed them to the ring from the backstage area and from Gorilla. Now, Tessitore did say, is it just me, or was there something a little bit extra on that slap to Julius? Chad Gable's a leader. He may be a loser, but he's a leader. And he loves his American-made. Creeds and Ivy Nile against Alpha Academy. This is Otis Tozawa and Maxine Dupree to open Monday Night Raw. 6-person mixed tag team match. This was fun. This was fun. They got a win. Did Chad Gable and American Made. They got a win. Everybody say, well, they didn't get a win last week. They look like losers to the Wyatt Sicks. Yeah, great. Yeah, I know. I explained, I think, in a good way, why Chad Gable's not buried. I mean, try explaining this to the fucking half-witted fools on social media. They don't know jack shit. They're just out there engagement farming away. But Chad Gable's not buried. He's not. I don't think he is. I don't think many of you guys think he is either. He'll be fine. There's a time and a place for when he's going to be a champion. Right now is not that time, and right now is not that place. It's all about Uncle Howdy and the Wyatt Sicks. So, Otis used Tozawa as a weapon against the Creeds early on. Dupree wiped out American Made with a big dive off the steel post as we go to commercial break. Tozawa, back from break, hit a very nice DDT on Julius. He made the hot tag to Otis, who then hits Julius with the Caterpillar. Otis kind of threw himself at Brutus with all of his weight. Looked like a fucking big bowling ball just rolling at him. Julius broke up the cover. Tozawa gave Julius a German suplex and hit Brutus with a suicide dive. He tried to dive on Julius, but Julius caught him and hit an overhead suplex. Otis knocked Julius off the apron. Brutus knocked him down with a Brutus bomb. Dupree and Nile tagged back in because the ladies can only wrestle the ladies. The men can only wrestle the men. Dupree and Nile tagged in. Dupree gave Nile a Northern Lights suplex. Gable tried distracting by jumping on the apron. Dupree gave him a big high kick to the face, knocked him off the apron. This distraction allowed Nile to lock in her Dragon Sleeper, and Dupree immediately tapped out. I'm going to say this right here, right now, and I see you in the chat. RB5, I agree with RB5. Maxine moves better in the ring than Jade Cargill. There you go, I said it. Any questions? Take it up with my receptionist. Sorry. American Made, they win. They beat the Alpha Academy. Gable, after the match, says he should have had a one-on-one classic against Uncle Howdy last week, but Howdy used his freaks to get the win. Gable knew what it would take to finish them, so he challenged them to an 8-person mixed tag team street fight next week. American Made would get rid of the Wyatts Not just for the fans, not just for the locker room, but for America. I like this. First of all, we're getting Nikki Cross. That's unofficially Nikki Cross's debut with the Wyatt Sicks in an in-ring role. So we're getting Nikki Cross, who plays Abby the Witch, or Sister Abigail, whatever. She's going to be in the match next week. It's going to be Uncle Howdy, Nikki Cross, and a mixture of the other three. It's either going to be Rowan or Loomis, Rowan and Gacy. It could be Loomis and Gacy. We don't know. So right there, it's going to be a disadvantage for American Made and Chad Gable because we don't know who Uncle Howdy's going to go out there and choose as his tag team partnership in this mixed tag team match. But I like the fact that this could be it. For everybody that says Gable is buried, this could be it. We don't need to see this anymore. I don't think that Gable and American Made are winning next week. And if they do win, it's not going to be, in a straight up one-on-one, standard match or standard tag team match or standard six-man tag. It's going to be plunder. So if the Wyatts lose next week, the street fight match, the rules of the street fight match will protect the Wyatt Sicks next week so that they aren't pinned, in a way where it's a standard one-on-one match. There'll be something brutal that happens, and either way you look at it, it could go the American-made way or it could go the Wyatt Sicks way. I don't really think that would be that big of a deal if the Wyatts lose next week. That's just the way that I see it. It's going to be fucking plunder. It's going to be chaos. So if they end up losing, it kind of serves it up as okay to me. Now, if they go and wrestle American Made next week and American Made just fucking loses, how many more people are going to say, well, what did this feud do for American Made? I don't know. I'm going to tell you what I told you last week. I don't think Chad Gable's buried. I think Chad Gable's going to wrestle his ass off next week. I think the Creeds and Ivy Nile are going to wrestle their asses off next week. I don't think anybody's going to be buried coming out of this. But what I do think is that we are reaching the end of this. There's no more that could be done here. I really feel like this feud's kind of hit a wall. What are we doing? Where are we going? What are we fighting over? Gable just wants Howdy because he wants to beat Howdy. Uncle Howdy, speaking in rhymes and riddles and all this other shit, I don't really care about that. I know he wants to make an example out of American Made because Gable turned his back on his previous family to better himself, quote unquote, and use the Creeds to get where he wants to be. Meanwhile, he betrayed his family. That's the whole basis of this. I don't think Gable's going to win based off that and that alone. He's got to be treated like he did wrong. Can't make Uncle Howdy lose here, right? How many times did we complain that Bray went in and said some cool shit? You listen to the guy speak. He speaks, you stop what you're doing to listen to him. He spoke in fucking rhymes and riddles and fucking poems. Whatever he said was great. It all sounded fucking fantastic. And then he goes and wrestles and loses. So you guys want this to be different. You guys want this to be different than what Bray did with the Wyatt family. They were losers. He was a loser. More times than I care to admit. Because I love them and I love him. But you want Bo to go into this, speak cool and all poetic, and then go into this match this week and lose? That's Triple H's problem to deal with. That's WWE's problem to deal with. When you got these supernatural characters and these characters that need special treatment, how much of it's going to be special treatment, and when is it going to reach a limit to where it's ridiculous and they can't do it no more? The Wyatts have just been introduced to television. They're not going to show up on television and within the first 2 months lose. Doesn't work that way. Gable's there, the Creeds are there, Ivy Nile's there to do a job, and that is to make the Wyatt Sicks look as good as they can. Gable's in the main events 2 out of the last 6 weeks on Monday Night Raw. He's in a high-profile feud with one of the most over characters in the entire company. A new group in memory of Bray Wyatt. You think they're just going to pick anybody for this spot to feud with them first? They chose him. That should be an honor in itself. There's a right place and a right time. He's there to do a job. He's going to do it. He's going to do what he's asked of, and he's going to be rewarded when the time is right. I don't know why people are getting bent out of shape over Chad Gable losing. It will be fine. You're not going to watch next week and go to sleep and lose sleep over this shit. I promise you. It's going to be all right. Uncle Howdy. He was in the aisleway. And Uncle Howdy said 375 days ago, his sanity crumbled. My path is in the void now. The silence is deafening, but I can still hear it. My life is no longer mine. He says they have chosen their path and they will collect their debt. He was then joined by the other Wyatt Sicks members on stage, and the lights went out. So we got this in Calgary next week on Monday Night Raw. Moving on. Zelina Vega. She wrestled Shayna Baszler of the Pure Garbage Collection. Zelina Vega, she went up to a fan that had a sign that said, Michael Trinidad has the best seat in the house. 9/11/01. Never forget. This was obviously in honor of her father who passed away during the 9/11 attacks in 2021. So she obviously started to get emotional for obvious reasons. And that was good on the fan for being there in that moment, her acknowledging it. That's coming up soon, within a week. We all know how that's special to her, to come out on television, to honor her father with some sort of, alteration to her gear or something that she does or says here in New York City. She does volunteer work. Good on her, man. Good on her. Thoughts and prayers with her. She wrestled Shayna Baszler. This match went 6 minutes. Not much here at all. I don't know where we're going with any of this stuff as far as story is concerned. It just is not interesting to this viewer. It's not. They went to a commercial break within 90 seconds of the match. Vega hit a moonsault after the break for a 2 count. She used a very low 619 to knock Zoe Stark off the apron, and she used a dive to take out DeVille. The referee watched all of this go down and did nothing about it. Vega re-entered the ring. Baszler gave her a big kick and stacked her up for a pinfall. This was a complete snooze fest, as is the usual for Pure Garbage Collective, or Pure Insomnia Collective, whatever you want to call them. They beat up Vega post-match, and all of a sudden, we get a beatdown in the ring because Lyra Valkyria is out there. Are we done, Jesse? Jesse, they're in the glassware again, bro. They're stealing ice from paying customers. Are we done? No, we're not done. No, we're not done. Is that a baby? Is that a baby crying? Oh, my goodness, man. Listen, bro. You got one more strike against you, man. I swear to God. I swear to Christ. Fucking guy. Lyra Valkyria. She tried to make the save. They laid her out, too. Sonya Deville grabbed the microphone. And she cut one hell of a promo here, man. She told the fans to sit down and shut up and show her respect. She said, no one can take them down, and no man can take any of us home with them. Well, good luck with that. I don't know if she's talking about Zoe, who is married, I believe. I don't know about Shayna I know Sonya's married, but what are they worried about the guys taking them home for? They have no interest there. I mean, you guys want hot lesbian action on AEW Dynamite, man. Tony's not afraid to give you Mina and Tony Storm and Mariah May. What are we doing here? DeVille told everyone to sit down. You want to step up? Shoot your shot. No. I would rather shoot myself so I don't have to see another terrible segment here. Nobody cares about this. Where is this going? Where is this going? Is this leading into Survivor Series? Please don't tell me we're getting a fucking War Games out of this. Please. God forbid. You know, there is such a thing as too much. I don't think we need a War Games match with the ladies this year. It doesn't call for it. If it doesn't call for it, then don't do it. If you're already feeling toasty and you need to find yourself home in a decent hour, why are you going to enjoy another cold beverage? You can do that again tomorrow. Don't overdo it, man. Seriously. If you don't need it, don't do it. If you don't need it, don't drink it. Seriously. Nobody wants to see any of this play out in the way that I'm fearing it will play out. Let's move on. Rhea Ripley cut a promo backstage on a crutch. She was on a crutch and said it was a precaution only. I hope so. You never know nowadays. She asked Priest how the meeting went with Adam Pearce. He said Finn Balor said he'd only wrestle Priest in a tag team match. I got no friends around here. I don't have any partner. Rhea Ripley said, I have someone in mind. Let me know what he says, Damian Priest said with a smile, as he knew who it was. When Rhea Ripley says, oh, I got someone, the crowd in the background was yelling, yeet, chanting for Yeet Man.
Yeet. No yeet. Yeet. No yeet.
Oh, my God, Jesse. Jesse, there are children running around the venue, bro. I'm going to have to dump you. I'm finding a new co-host on Wednesday nights. Bro, this is an over 21 establishment, man. I got fucking 9-year-old petulant children running around the venue. What does that do to my image, bro? This is the cool place to hang out. It's not fucking Sesame Place, okay? You want Oscar the Grouch, you're looking at him. If you want Elmo and fucking Big Bird, go over there, man. Get this fucking shit out of here, seriously. Fucking ridiculous. 3 strikes, motherfucker. 3 strikes. I don't know why. I
I don't even know why I come here.
I don't know why you come here either, motherfucker. I swear to God. CM Punk. He walked backstage. Joe Tessitore talked about him getting back his beloved family bracelet. Lyra told Liv in a segment backstage before we got to Punk, I have an idea, since we're in Calgary next week, to get rid of pure garbage collection. Well, she didn't really call them that, but that's what they are. I have an idea, since we're in Calgary next week. Oh, man, I can't wait for that random Natty appearance, man. Oh, my goodness. How do we add more to put us to sleep for this feud? Add Natalya. Get your pillows ready, folks. Get your pillows ready, man. Go buy yourself a new pillow. Bed Bath & Beyond, Target, Kmart, wherever you guys go shopping for your bedding. Kohl's. I don't know where the fuck you got. Go buy yourself a new pillow. Natty's coming back next week in Calgary. Oh, man, I can't wait. Thanks for giving me the heads up, Paul. I know what not to watch next week. CM Punk. He's in the ring. He asked if it's great to be alive on a Monday night in Denver, Colorado. Hopefully it is. He egged on fans to cheer. He says he can't wait to get home to his lovely wife and beautiful dog to celebrate. He says he made a pit stop in Denver to celebrate. Said now that his personal feud is over, that's where he made a mistake, man. Punk basically set himself up. Now that his feud is over, he gets down to business. Says he's a businessman. When he first arrived, he wasn't there to make friends, but rather make money. He says, it's 1996 Patrick Roy, and I'll take the gold. He says one other person had a tough battle and came out on top, and he said he was talking about Gunther, who beat Randy Orton in a hard battle. Nothing can replace that chip on my shoulder other than that gold belt. He says he put Drew to sleep, and it's time he wakes up as champion. Another big CM Punk chant started. He looked at the camera and told Gunther to enjoy his title while he can, because we are going to enjoy taking it off of you. He said the goal is gold, and the target is Gunther. He asked for his music to play. All of a sudden, Punk goes out to the outside. He slapped hands with fans. He stood on the ringside barricade. He jumps on the announce desk in front of Joe Tessitore. And Drew McIntyre comes out of nowhere dressed in a black hoodie, attacked Punk, knocked him down, and Punk falls back first onto the table. He then takes Punk and rams his head into the announce desk, choking him out in the process. Barrett gets off commentary to go talk to him, and he does no good. Drew McIntyre does not listen to Wade Barrett. So Drew pushed him away and gave CM Punk a Claymore so devastating it knocked him out of his sneakers. See one of Punk's sneakers on the floor. He's laying face first in front of the commentary desk. Wade Barrett, unsuccessful in talking any common sense and any calmness into Drew McIntyre. He threw Punk back into the ring. He stomped on Punk's head. This is when the officials came out and said, back away, back away. He tells Jason Jordan, get away from me or I'll kill you. He says to them, I just want the bracelet. I'm going to take the bracelet. I just want the bracelet. He pulls the bracelet off. He looks at it for a little bit. And then all of a sudden, he snaps the bracelet in half. He breaks the bracelet with its remnants in his hand. He takes the beads, or some of the beads. Some of the beads flew onto the ringside canvas. He takes some of the beads that he has in the palm of his hand, and he shoves the beads in CM Punk's mouth. He picks up CM Punk with the beads in his mouth, and he Claymore kicks CM Punk in the face, which busted him open, with the beads in his mouth. I don't know what beads were in his hand, but if it were the beads that spelt out AJ and Larry, I mean, that is just fucking picture-perfect storytelling. Drew McIntyre attacks CM Punk viciously here as Adam Pearce, a gurney, and officials swarm the ring and get Punk onto the gurney and rush him out of the ringside area. Punk was shown being wheeled to the back. They put him in a neck brace. He gets to the ambulance. They showed replay of the footage. Drew then attacked Punk just before he got to the ambulance. Punk was spitting up blood. Punk was laying there, and McIntyre gouged his thumbs into his eyes, blinding him. Punk just spitting up blood. Adam Pearce was yelling at Punk, talk to me, talk to me. Punk just very weakly moved his arm to let Adam Pearce know he was still breathing. And they wheeled him away and put him into the ambulance and got him out of the arena. This was incredible. This was great. Punk did what he needed to do, said what he needed to say. McIntyre said nothing and spoke with his fists and spoke with his actions and his feet. Perfect. You know, I find it funny that the bracelet is more over than the FTW Championship in AEW. The bracelet is more over than Jack Perry, and the bracelet is more over than the Young Bucks in AEW. It's funny how that works out that way, huh? You know, 1 year ago, Tony Khan fired CM Punk on this very day. And that was the beginning of the end. That was a good fourth of their audience and a good chunk of their interest out the window. From that moment on, they went from 870,000 to now the new norm of 690,000 viewers on AEW Dynamite. Man, oh man. How are you cultists looking back at that, man? Oh, I think we're in a better place now, man. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not in a better place, man. It's all right to admit defeat. It's all right to admit failure. It's fine, man. You just wake up and you attack the day and you try and rectify these problems head on, man, with good, plausible solutions. What is Tony Khan doing to generate interest on AEW, man? We'll give you Nyla Rose and Mariah May on Wednesday's Dynamite with no fucking story for the AEW Women's Championship. Yeah, we got Hologram on Saturday night, man. Oh, man. We got Tomohiro Ishii on Saturday Night Collision, man. Oh, man. He wrestled Kyle Fletcher. Opening segment of the match, by the way, was the same fucking segment that we got with Adam Page and Ishii on Wednesday. Gee, I wonder why there's no interest in the fucking show. Cody left was a nail in the coffin. CM Punk, that was the casket closing. Goodbye. Or the casket in this point lowering. It's not lowered all the way. What are you doing, bruh? TV deal and stadium shows and all this other fucking bullshit, man. What are you doing to get those people back? Oh, yeah, that's right. They all followed Punk. They all followed Punk to Raw. Oh, yeah, great. Great. Find it funny, though. CM Punk, September 2nd, fired from AEW last year. CM Punk, today, September 2nd, brutalized and fit his own bracelet by Drew McIntyre. September 2nd, it's not a good day for Mr. Phil Brooks. In all seriousness, this was a great segment. Bad Blood, Hell in a Cell, born from this. Punk is going to be written off TV for a few weeks. How he will retaliate, I don't know, man. When he will retaliate, I don't know. He's not going to be on next week's show. I mean, this is a brutal attack. He got 3 Claymore kicks and he was fed his own bracelet. I don't really see him in Calgary next week. Though if you ask him, he'll probably end up being there. I don't know when he shows up. I don't know where he shows up. But the whole point of this was to get this feud to the next level, set the tone for Bad Blood, kill the bracelet. It's not about the bracelet anymore. It's now about Bad Blood. It's about revenge. It's about why we're putting these two guys inside Hell in a Cell. And that's the reason. This, tonight. That's all you need. The fact that Punk came out and automatically written off Drew McIntyre. I mean, that was the straw that broke the proverbial camel's back here. You're Drew McIntyre, you're listening to this. Motherfucker, I'm not done with you. Who the fuck do you think you are going after the World Heavyweight Championship? You go after the championship when I say you go after the championship, which at this point will be never, because by the time I get done with you, you're going to be fucking dead. Either he's going to kill him or he's going to get him off the fucking show. One or the other. Punk would never win that world championship. Punk would never get a world championship match with McIntyre on the same brand. Which is why I made my point earlier in the show. Not only will this be a Hell in a Cell, but the loser must leave Monday Night Raw. They set you up in stages here. Coming out of Berlin, Punk beat McIntyre without actually pinning him. He won in a strap match via the rules of a strap match. McIntyre owns a pinfall over CM Punk. McIntyre was screwed out of 3 world championship matches from CM Punk. Drew McIntyre put Punk in the hospital 3 different times, with tonight being the 3rd one. I think we're even. Now we're going inside Hell in a Cell. It's not about the bracelet anymore. Punk says he wants a world championship. Punk says he wants Gunther. How do we get Punk and Gunther with McIntyre still involved? Oh, that's right. We move McIntyre to SmackDown in a loser leaves Hell in a Cell match. Then Punk could go on to wrestle for the championship. Won't beat Gunther. Rollins will be his next test. And then Punk can wrestle Rollins at WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas. That's the way it's going to end up. I thought this was great. Punk versus Gunther will be one of your main events for Survivor Series in Vancouver for the World Heavyweight Championship. We are getting that. They did not put that out there, and they are absolutely going to deliver. They didn't put that out there not to deliver it. It's going to happen. But what I'm going to be paying attention to is how do we get these guys inside Hell in a Cell? We got it. Now, what do we do after Hell in a Cell? There is 0 chance both of these men will be able to coexist on the same brand after Bad Blood. One of them has to go, and McIntyre is moving to SmackDown. That is my prediction. Dominik Mysterio, Ilja Dragonov, and Dragon Lee. This was the first triple threat match in the tournament for tonight. Number one contendership for the IC title tournament. Dragonov. I was hoping we get this and Dragonov wins. And that's exactly what we got. Because I looked at the field here, Dragon Lee really hasn't factored into much of anything. And Dominik Mysterio isn't going to go on to wrestle for the finals in the IC title tournament. So Dragonov was the only one, and he fits the bill. And they did exactly that. Dragonov gets the victory here in 10 minutes. Now, after an early break, Carlito ran out to attack Dragon Lee because the Judgment Day had been feuding with LWO, and Carlito ran out to attack Dragon Lee. Priest entered, and he went after Carlito. Carlito was out there to help Dom. Dominik saw Priest. He ran running for the hills, and he was out, and goodbye. He did not show back up. So this was basically a triple threat match that got turned into a one-on-one match with Dragon Lee and Ilja Dragunov. So after Dom fled, Priest went to go chase him. Dragon Lee had a very good back and forth here for at least 5 minutes with Dragunov. Dragunov hit a torpedo Moscow eventually for the 1-2-3, and he goes on to the finals and beats Dragon Lee here in the triple threat match IC title tournament. Dragunov joins Jey Uso and Pete Dunne now in a fatal four-way number one match. Number one contenders match. So that's happening next week. And we were going to find out who was going to join him. It was going to be Braun Strowman, who's taking the place of Bronson Reed, who had COVID and had to be pulled, and Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser. So those were the last three guys to try for an opportunity here in the final fatal four-way next week on Monday Night Raw for the number one contendership to Braun Breaker and the Intercontinental title. There was a video package of Bronson Reed highlighting what he did last week. Still a tremendous spot. Unbelievable. That's Tsunami off the wall to Braun Strowman on top of the car was fucking excellent. So, Kathy Kelly asked Pierce if he found a replacement for Bronson Reed. Strowman walked in, and he was breathing heavy, and he had kinesio tape all along his rib cage, and he says he was medically cleared. The medical team told him, if you want to go out there and compete, we'll clear you, but you got to get it through Adam Pearce first. And if it's all right with you, go ahead. If you want to do it, do it. He says he's willing to do it. He wants the match. Pearce says, you're in. You got it. So Braun Strowman, he's in the fatal four-way, or the triple threat match, rather, to go to the fatal four-way to wrestle for the Intercontinental Championship. And Bronson Reed is not going to be a happy camper. I could see Bronson Reed, if he's all right to do so, show up next week in Calgary and screw Braun Strowman out of this match. There's no reason why he is going to just sit by idly and say, you know what, yeah, that could have been me, but yeah, good luck, Braun. No. Now, he's out there to destroy, and I could see Bronson Reed out there to destroy once and for all Braun Strowman, which would lead to a second match, which I think at this point, after what we got last week, I think people are up for it. So Strowman made the right choice here by wanting in, and he seemed to take advantage of Bronson Reed not being there. Good on him, and it was the right choice. I think this was the right choice. Io Sky and Kairi Sane against Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. This is a number one contendership for the Women's Tag Team Championships. Oh, man. You know, they're trying to make something out of these tag team titles, and it's just like pure garbage collective. I could not care at all. Though I always enjoy watching Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, especially Isla Dawn. Tony Brown, I know, loves Isla Dawn for very obvious reasons. Could not give a single shit. Babyfaces were in control. Yes, Kairi and Io are babyfaces now. What does that mean for Dakota when she comes back? There probably will not be a damage control when she comes back. I don't know why there would be. So yes, Io and Kairi are baby faces. Kairi Sane tried to hit Dawn with a diving elbow outside, but Dawn pulled Belair in front of her. Sane practically flew past her and crashed into the announce desk. I don't know if they were supposed to catch her or not. I don't know if it was a botch, but it looked bad. Cargill gave Sane a forearm anyway after this obvious miscommunication here. Sky fought out on her own in the ring. Dawn gave her a cheap shot when the referee wasn't looking. Isla Dawn and Alba Fire gave Sky a double-team gory bomb flatliner for the win. And they will once again get a rematch for the Women's Tag Team Championships. We just got a Women's Tag Team title match at Bash in Berlin where they lost the titles. Now they're getting another title opportunity because they beat Damage Control and will wrestle Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair again. Nobody wanted it the first time. Nobody wanted it the second time. And nobody gives a shit about it the third time. What are we doing? Absolutely nonsensical and comedic is the women's tag team division. This is what we justify now as a division. Nobody will complain about it. I stopped tweeting about it. I could not bring myself. If I don't give a shit about, if you don't see me tweet about something on Twitter during these shows, that is me not giving a single iota of a fuck. I don't care. What are we doing? If this third match does not lead to a tease of some miscommunication between Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, I don't know what the fuck we're doing. Are we going to start teasing a breakup here? Are we going to start teasing a heel turn of maybe Jade or Bianca over the other? I think we're ready for it. And then at that point, you could fucking kill off the division, burn the fucking titles, and give me a mid-card title for a singles title that would do a lot better in the division than these fucking worthless tag team titles, which you constantly push down our throats and do nothing for the people holding them. No matter how good Bianca is, there is no plausible way you could look at that and say she's helping that title or that division by holding these titles. Nobody is going to help their cause. No one. And let's split up Kairi Sane and Io Sky. Please. Asuka's out. Dakota's out. Yet we got Io operating in a fucking tag team. Gosh, she is so much better off going single. This tag team shit is dragging her down with it. Kofi Kingston. He met backstage with Adam Pearce. He noted that Judgment Day haven't defended the tag team titles in 2 months, and he had a proposition involving him and Xavier Woods. Gunther all of a sudden appeared. He walked right by them, looked over, didn't say anything, and that was the last of the conversation we got with Kofi Kingston and Adam Pearce. I mean, if you're going to give us a tag team title match in the interim to sell us on Xavier and Kofi maybe splitting, fine. But the New Day are not going to go after the tag team titles and win the tag team titles. That I will talk about in just a little bit. And by the way, I did see the news on Odyssey Jones and his profile being removed from WWE's roster page. I don't know why. I don't know what is going on. First glance to me, now we didn't see Odyssey Jones tonight. We didn't see Cross or the Final Testament. We didn't see Xavier. My first guess for Odyssey Jones and his profile being removed from WWE's roster page is that this is all part of the storyline. My first thought was this is Xavier Woods playing up that he's not with the company anymore. I don't know why they would get rid of Odyssey. They just brought him back after 2 years. Deleting somebody's profile off WWE's roster page is very deliberate. What did he do? Who did he upset? I don't fucking know. But the guy's been sitting backstage for 2 fucking years, and they finally brought him to TV as of 3 weeks ago. Now you're removing his roster page? Something smells off there, bro. Something smells really, really fishy. I think it's part of a storyline. We'll see what happens, though. Did he get caught in a scandal? I don't know. What type of scandal did he get caught in? Was he at a Trump rally somewhere and they pulled him off the fucking road? I don't know. Priest asked Ria Ripley for an update on his potential partner for the night. Priest asked if he said yes. She said no. He did not say yes. He said,
yeet, no yeet, yeet, no yeet.
yes. He didn't say it that cringeworthy, but he did indeed say yeet, no yeet. Yes. Gunther, still the world heavyweight champion, is the ring general. Gunther. He enters the ring, microphone in hand. He took credit for Bash in Berlin setting an arena gate record. The largest grossing arena show in WWE history was Bash in Berlin. The previous record was Clash at the Castle in Scotland. The previous record before that was France for Backlash. Whenever WWE's next international show will be, whatever that may be, wherever that may be, that'll be the new fucking record. Now, Gunther's not the reason why they broke the all-time record for live gate attendance for Bash in Berlin. No. No, they want you to think that. He wants you to think that. It's their astronomical ticket prices. And the fans just eat it up. Because that's how hot WWE is. They could shit out a fucking card, and people will be in the arena waiting to yeet and sing along to Cody Rhodes. He took credit for Bash in Berlin, which we all know wasn't the case, but he's healing it up. And he said he beat one of the greatest legends in this business. One of the greatest legends the business has ever seen. He said he wanted the greatest Randy Orton of all time on Saturday, and he can stand there and claim to be the greatest version of Randy Orton. But at the end of the day, that big weekend was just another chapter in his legacy as the greatest world champion in history. Very brief promo by Gunther. He comes out. He played up the crowd, and Sami Zayn showed up. He walks out to his theme music. Tessitore reminds everybody that Sami Zayn is the last wrestler to beat Gunther, which happened at WrestleMania for the Intercontinental Championship. Sami, who's been off TV for a little bit after losing to Braun Breaker 2 out of 3 falls, he tried for the Intercontinental Championship again. He lost, took a couple of weeks off, and now he's back. Sami said the Intercontinental title is known as the workhorse title, but wrestlers such as Randy Savage, Bret the Hitman Hart, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Shawn Michaels all won the IC title first and then used that as a stepping stone to the World Heavyweight Championship. He said that's what Gunther did too, and now that's exactly what I'm going to do. Gunther says he can see the fire in Sami's eyes, so if he really wants a shot at that belt, my answer is no. Gunther walked to the back and had his back turned to Sami Zayn. Sami yelled and said, whoa, 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 wait. I've never seen Gunther walk away from a fight, and I've been watching you your entire career. So Gunther knows that he's the only person who has defeated him in the ring since he's arrived in WWE. False. False. The only people to beat Gunther are Ilja Dragonov and Braun Breaker and Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is not the only one to beat Gunther since he's arrived in WWE. There were 2 other people before Sami Zayn. Let's get that correct. Gunther turned around. Sami told him, you can run, you can hide, but I'm coming for you, and I will be the world heavyweight champion. Now, a lot of people were like, well, why is this match happening? Including me. Why is this match happening? It's a very weird direction for WWE to go in when the last time we saw Sami Zayn, he wrestled and lost for the Intercontinental title, 2 out of 3 falls to Braun Breaker. The time before that, Jey Uso was egging him on to go after Braun Breaker. Go get your title back. I'm going to go get my Intercontinental title, and I'm going to come back here, champion Sami Zayn. Jey Uso says, yeah, that's going to happen. And when you do that, we'll go get the tag team titles from the Judgment Day. That was before a tournament was even announced for Braun Breaker's Intercontinental title. So that was the last time we saw both of them on screen together, giving us exactly what they wanted to do, the layout, the groundwork of where they wanted to go. Sami wanted his IC title back. Jey Uso's like, all right, go get your title back, and then when you do that, we'll yeet and go get the tag team titles from the Judgment Day, Finn Balor and JD McNuggets. So tonight, Sami is going after the World Heavyweight Championship. And I said to myself, well, that's weird. Very weird direction that they're going in. And then we get the next segment. And I'll tie all this into what I want to talk about with you guys, because the next segment that followed kind of opened up exactly where I think this is going. Jackie Redmond interviewed Jey Uso. Jey Uso is a part of the Fatal 4-Way match next week for the Intercontinental title. Braun Breaker immediately walked up and reiterated what he said last week and noted that no member of his family, Jay's family, the Anoa'i family, ever beat up a member of his family, the Steiners. He told him to keep chasing after mommy, keep yeeting, go do your thing, go keep chasing Dominik sloppy seconds. I'm only giving you one chance to walk away right now. He told him to drop out of this tournament, keep after Dominik sloppy seconds. He says if he comes after his IC title, he's going to lose. Shoot. That's a legit shoot. Jay's not beating Braun Breaker. Jimmy took off his glasses, he got serious and said, thanks for the advice, rookie. Does Braun feel like a rookie? No, he doesn't. Believe it or not, on the main roster, he is a rookie. But he is no rookie. He says he has his attention now. I'm going to win this tournament. I'm going to win the IC title. I'm going to beat your ass while I do it. Yeet. So we're in a situation right now where Sami Zayn's going after the World Championship. Jey Uso's going after the Intercontinental Championship. Jey Uso is going to win that tournament. He is. WWE is going to give him that tournament. And WWE is going to do Braun Breaker versus Jey Uso at Bad Blood. This promo spoke to me in a way where they're building blood feud. I mean, they're involving families now. Braun made 2 mentions of the Anoa'i family. There's nobody that's a part of your family that's beaten anybody in my family. That's a foundation for Bad Blood there. Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker, Bad Blood for the Intercontinental Championship. Braun Breaker proves Jey Uso right, and that is going to be the situation with the Intercontinental Championship. Or Jey Uso, rather, is going to prove Braun Breaker right. I got that mixed up. There will be no member of the Anoa'i family that beats a member of the Steiners. Braun will beat Jey Uso. Braun will retain the Intercontinental Championship. Braun will end that discussion on October 5th. Sami Zayn on October 5th. They could do either of these matches before October 5th. They should be at the pay-per-view. Sami Zayn will lose to Gunther. He will lose his opportunity at the World Heavyweight Championship. Jey Uso will be a loser. Sami Zayn will be a loser. They will reconvene, come together as a tag team, and right before the Survivor Series at Saudi for Crown Jewel, or whatever they're calling this show, they will win the WWE Tag Team titles. They will beat Finn Balor and JD McDonough for the World Tag Team Championships. So at that point, Sami Zayn will be a champion. Jey Uso will be a champion. They will be champions together. And they will take those championships into the Bloodline feud. They are better together. Whatever they can't do individually, they will come back and merge their superpowers together and become tag team champions. They will take those tag team titles to the Bloodline feud, where they will battle the Bloodline led by Solo Sikoa right now against Roman's Bloodline. That will be War Games in Vancouver at Survivor Series. It will be Sami, it will be Jey, it will be Jimmy, it will be Roman against the Tongans, Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. That's my prediction for how this is all going to play out. And if you want to go a step further, I'm going to dip my cap into the fantasy realm. You want to go a step further there, I'm having the tag team championships on Jimmy and Sami Zayn, or Jey rather, and Sami Zayn. Have the tag team titles on them. Titles will be on the Tongans. I would have those tag team championships merged into one. That would be the perfect opportunity to merge the divisions, get them unified, and have one belt to unify both divisions, and then we can move on from this two-division bullshit. That's what I would do. I don't know how you guys want to see that play out, but that's exactly what I would do. It's going to be weird to see Jey a tag team champion with Sami and not Jey with Jimmy, but I genuinely feel for this moment that WWE wants to get the Usos back together, but doesn't want to keep them together as a tag team. I feel like they want to keep Jey as a single, and I think Jimmy will be a single as well. Though I think Jey is going to be much better off as a single as Jimmy. I think Jimmy needs Jey more than Jey needs Jimmy. That's just me. That's the way I feel like it's going to play out. Again, I could be wrong. And the tag team titles being unified, I mean, that's something I've been saying since 2016. Don't know why we went away from that. Don't know why we split them up at WrestleMania. I don't know why we are in the position that we're in right now. I don't. It would be much more organized and would be much better looking if they have one division instead of two separate divisions. The women's tag team champions, Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, are SmackDown talent. Yet they're on Monday Night Raw, and they are watching Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, who are SmackDown talent. Why can those tag team titles float between shows, but the men can't have the same rules? I don't know. I've been asking for this for fucking 8 years now. Seriously. Can we try and fucking tickle my fancy just a little bit? Jey loses to Braun Breaker at Bad Blood. Sami Zayn loses to Gunther at Bad Blood. Both do not capture the singles championships they're going after. They reconvene, come together, tag team titles on the line, Saudi. Jey and Sami win the tag team titles from Balor and McNuggets, and then we get War Games. Bad Blood is going to be the foundation that takes us into Survivor Series. That's the way I see it playing out. Braun Strowman, Sheamus, Ludwig, Kaiser, triple threat match. Number one contendership here. Final spot on the line. And this goes to Braun Strowman. He defeats Kaiser and Sheamus, all because of Pete Dunne. Sheamus and Kaiser went at it. They have a history. He ran after Kaiser but moved, and Strowman crashed through the barricade, which led to a commercial break 60 seconds into the match. Kaiser ran around the ring, but Strowman threw a huge leather chair. I believe this was Alicia Taylor's chair in the timekeeper's area. This is a signature Strowman maneuver. If this was WWE 2K24, this would be a signature maneuver of Strowman's, taking the office chair and throwing it at somebody. Strowman hit Sheamus with a chokeslam in the ring. Sheamus fought back, targeting Strowman's injured midsection. Sheamus hit 10 beats, but Kaiser hit him with a Finley roll for 2. Kaiser hit an enziguri. Sheamus came right back with a bro kick. Pete Dunne, who now is on Raw, on NXT, and now is competing on Speed, apparently, attacked Sheamus with a shillelagh in the back. Strowman gave Kaiser a power slam and wins this match 1, 2, 3. I originally thought Sheamus was going to get the win and go to the finals and win the tournament. And we were going to get Sheamus versus Braun Breaker. Apparently, they're not doing that. Looks like Sheamus is going to have to wait a little bit longer, which is my vision for Sheamus and WrestleMania. Good. They're keeping it away from him for now. Do your Breaker and Uso. Do whoever you got to do after that, whether it be Dragonov or someone else. Sheamus and Braun Breaker is my prediction for WrestleMania 41, where Sheamus would win the Intercontinental title and beat Braun Breaker at WrestleMania. That point, Breaker, I mean, we're off and running, man. It's not going to be much time at all. Breaker's going to be a world champion by the end of 25, going into 26. No doubt about it. After Gunther is done with the world championship, Braun Breaker will probably be the world heavyweight champion. Easy. So the IC title fatal four-way next week will be Strowman, Jey Uso, Dunne, and Dragonov. The only people I have possibly winning this are Jey and Dragonov, and I do not think Dragonov is going to beat Jey Uso. I don't. They've teased this now 2 weeks in a row. There's no reason Jey Uso's not winning this match. They don't tease something like that that is picture perfect for Bad Blood and then don't deliver on the match. Dragonov has a chance, but I don't think he's going to get there. I think it's also the same thing with him. Right place, right time. I do not think Dragonov is going to be ready for any championship until next year. Maybe WrestleMania, maybe. Dragonov, I think he's going to have a great showing in the Royal Rumble. That's my prediction there. I think Dragonov, him having a fucking Iron Man moment in the Royal Rumble. That's gonna be his breakout moment. Everybody's like, when's Dragonov gonna get treated right? He's on fucking Speed. He's doing this. He's on Main Event. Dragonov is new to the main roster. Nobody really knows who he is. He needs a moment. What is that moment? A match with Braun Breaker? Is that gonna get him a moment? A loss? Now you gotta wait for your moments, bro. Imagine Dragonov going into the Royal. Imagine Dragonov winning the fucking Royal Rumble. Imagine Dragonov losing the Rumble but going fucking 1 hour and 3 minutes. That's a moment. You got to wait your time, man. Everybody's like, oh, it needs to happen now. Oh, why didn't they do Dragonov and Gunther in the finals of the King of the Ring? This is why. This is why. Look at who the champion is. You'd look back at that and ask, man, why'd they do it so soon? Gunther was only going to win anyway. Patience, 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 man. Going with Jey Uso. Bad Blood. I don't know what we're doing with Bad Blood as far as SmackDown is concerned, but I swear to God, man, Monday Night Raw, man, we got some bangers. We got some bangers on Monday night. Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship. Sami Zayn versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre inside Hell in a Cell. Liv Morgan versus Ria Ripley for the Women's World Championship. Asterisk next to this one because I don't know if it's going to take place at Bad Blood. Finn Balor versus Damian Priest potentially could be taking place at Bad Blood. We don't know what Solo Sikoa and Cody Rhodes are going to be doing. Apparently, Solo and Cody's happening at some point. I already gave my opinion on that. I do not do Cody and Solo at Bad Blood. I don't. I do Cody and Solo on that SmackDown episode on September 13th, that USA debut. That's where I do it. That's where I do it. That's where I turn Randy Orton heel against Cody. Cody versus Randy at Bad Blood. Or maybe they saved that for Survivor Series. Don't know. Maybe they want that to linger a little bit too long, because then that'll be like 2 weeks before we get to 3 weeks before we get to Bad Blood. Is that going to be enough to get Randy Orton a title match? If he gets a title match against Cody, he's winning the title. Solo versus Cody is taking place. Bad Blood? No thanks, man. September 13th? Yes. I would rather see Roman versus Solo at Bad Blood. Get that out of the way. Let's do that. Have whatever happens there lead into Survivor Series and get ready for War Games. Bad Blood's looking like an all-timer. I haven't even mentioned LA Knight. Who knows what LA Knight's going to be doing? Carmelo, Andrade, who's it going to be? We don't know. One thing is visible from these pay-per-views, man. One thing is very visible. Lack of tag team title matches, huh? What is so wrong with getting a proper tag team title feud on these PLEs, man? It's like, what the fuck are we doing, bro? What are we doing? Split the fucking titles. All you need is one tag team title. LA Knight versus AJ Styles, Bad Blood? We going back to that? I don't want to see that. Who wants to see that? Drew McIntyre gets traded to SmackDown for AJ Styles. How about that? Gotta be a loser leaves town. All right. I want something for Drew McIntyre if I got to send him over there. We're losing somebody. In comes AJ Styles. Drew McIntyre for AJ Styles. Boom. AJ versus Gunther. AJ versus Braun. I like it, man. AJ versus Punk. I don't know, man. How many? We got some gold coming out of tonight's podcast, huh? Man, maybe I should have some more of those tonic and espressos before these shows. Oh, man, I'm on fucking fire tonight, man. Jackie Redmond approached Pete Dunne backstage. Very proud of himself for what he did to Sheamus. Redmond asked about what he did to Sheamus. Dunne says she could tell him it was just a message from an old friend. Now he was off to NXT to smash Trick Williams. Redmond asked, wait, so I'll tell him it's from Butch? Dunne told her not to call him that. I don't know if Redmond was playing dumb or is a fucking bimbo, but maybe she was just kind of egging him on. He's Pete Dunne. He doesn't want to be known as Butch anymore. Or I guess she was kind of playing into the fact because he said, it's a message from an old friend. So am I supposed to tell him it's from Butch? Damian Priest met with Jey Uso backstage. Jey says, listen, I know we don't have a great history here. I know what it's like to be you, be in your shoes. No friends, lost family. Jey says, at the end of the day, I still respect you, though. Plus, he couldn't say no to mommy. Priest laughed. He's like, all right, I'll give you that. Priest and Jey agreed to give Judgment Day a beating. And Damian Priest says, believe me, it will be in honor of Rhea. Priest and Uso against Finn Balor and J.D. McDonough. Main event went 15 minutes. Balor and McDonough, McFish, McNuggets, McCafe, McSausage, McBiscuit, McDollar menu. This is a non-title match. They are the tag team champions. Jey hits a dive. Priest held the ropes down. Jey dove over the top rope, takes everybody out. We go to a commercial break. Jey comes back from the commercial break. We see the crowd chanting yeets for every punch he throws. Made a hot tag to Priest. He went to work on McFish and Balor. Priest knocked McDonough out of the ring. So Balor hits a sling blade, but Priest came back with a thrust kick and a clothesline. Balor countered a chokeslam into a cradle for a 2 count. Cheap shot by McDonough allowed Judgment Day to take over, but Jey made a blind tag. Priest hit a double clothesline, and Jey hit a double flying crossbody. Jey super kicked both men and speared McDonough. Jey went up top for an Uso splash. Liv Morgan suddenly appeared out of nowhere and crotched Jey on the ropes. Balor tagged in, hit Jey with a sling blade, drop kick, and a coup de grace. McDonough tagged in, hit a moonsault, but Priest broke up the cover. Morgan got on the apron to complain, and Ria Ripley, all of a sudden, she picks the most inopportune time to show up here. Music hits. She limps out with her crutch. She gets face-to-face. First of all, Liv was scared when Rhea came out because she didn't know what to expect. But then Rhea came out limping on the crutch, and then Liv's frown She turned that frown upside down and she went to a smile. She's like, look at you. Limping down, man. Look at you. I'm not scared of you. And she's like limping up the aisleway, kind of making fun of her. All of a sudden, Rhea Ripley, she takes the crutch off of her arm and jabs it right into Liv Morgan's midsection and then swings for the fences here. Thankfully, Liv Morgan moved out of the way. Liv is running away as Rhea Ripley is chasing her, hobbling on one leg up through the timekeeper's area, and they escape into the crowd, does Liv Morgan. So she was still limping. Jay speared Balor, and Priest gave McDonough a razor's edge, a brutal one. Jay hit McDonough with an Uso splash. 1, 2, 3, and the team of Damian Priest and Jey Uso win over the tag team champions here in a non-title match in the main event of Monday Night Raw. Jay posed with Priest and Rhea Ripley as she did the yeets to Jey Uso's theme music as Monday Night Raw went off the air. I thought this was a good show. It wasn't great. The wrestling on this show was very lackluster to me. I mean, everything was just kind of in setup mode tonight. It wasn't bad. Can't say it was a bad show because it set up story that's going into Bad Blood. Plus, we got the Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley story playing out with the attack in the open of the show, the CM Punk and Drew McIntyre stuff, the Jey Uso and Braun Breaker stuff, the Gunther and Sami Zayn stuff. We got some great stories happening on Monday night. Bad Blood on Monday night. Again, the A show shaping up to be an all-timer for Bad Blood. I don't know what comes out on SmackDown. We'll find out on Friday. I don't know what's happening with KO. I don't know what's happening with Randy. I don't know what's happening with Cody. I don't know when Roman's coming back. I don't know what's happening with Solo and the WWE title. I don't know. But just based on what we've seen tonight and what we've discussed, I can absolutely see everything that I mentioned to you tonight play out. Leading into Bad Blood, leading into Saudi, leading into Survivor Series. I thought we hit a home run tonight. Thank you guys very much for all your support. I really appreciate everybody here tonight. And we are about to get into your super chats in just a moment. First, I got to shout out my fine friends over at HelloFresh. Tonight's show is sponsored by HelloFresh. Once you guys use that link, I pinned it in the live stream chat. Click that link. Use that promo code JDSEP10. You guys are going to get 10 free meals and breakfast for life, courtesy of the podcast, man. HelloFresh has more options to support your wellness journey than ever before. Dig into their biggest menu yet with over 50 plus dinner options and even more market items that suit any healthy lifestyle. Plus, start your day right this year. School year's about to start, guys, with free breakfast for life. Get one free breakfast item per box while your subscription remains active. And summer's in the rearview mirror, and busy days are ahead. We're all craving some wholesome meals that will save us some time and certainly some money. Have you guys been to the supermarket lately? It is ridiculous out there. HelloFresh has something for everybody. Each box is fully customizable to fit all your preferences and includes pre-portioned ingredients, so you only pay for what you need. Let me tell you something, man. From firsthand experience, I've been with HelloFresh for 2 years now. First of all, HelloFresh got me through a pandemic with COVID back in 2020, and they were an absolute lifesaver. Plus, it also helps in my case because I love spending time in the kitchen. Outside my office, the next room in the house that I spend the most time in is the kitchen. I love to cook. So, the life of a content creator, man, when you're all struggling for ideas on what to make and how to properly fuel yourself, how often to fuel yourself, HelloFresh has got it all, man. You know the ingredients are going to be top-notch. They lay it out for you, step-by-step instructions. They will give you instructions so detailed and so easy to follow that you'll be Emeril Lagasse in the kitchen. It's that easy. I do it every night, and I take great pleasure in doing it, man. I have a blast doing it, honestly. Plus, the free breakfast for life, man. My favorite is the sausage, egg, and cheese burritos, man. So, little word to the wise there if you want to sign up. The breakfast burritos hit hard. And I love me a good breakfast burrito in the morning. So sign up. Sign up with HelloFresh. And that QR code that you see right there on screen, you've seen it all stream. Make sure you guys click that. And please sign up today using the promo code that you see pinned right there, man. JDSEP10. 10 free meals and free breakfast for life from HelloFresh, man. I want to thank them for once again sponsoring the show right here on Off the Script. Thank you guys very much for all your support. Hit that thumbs up. Try for 1,000 likes on tonight's stream. We got 803 likes. I'd love to get another 200 before we get out of here. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Go check out all the other content on the channel. There is plenty of it. And Jason and I, TNT, will be live tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m., episode 64, right here on Off the Script. And while you're at it, go check out all the other content on the channel. There is plenty to get caught up on. Let's start at the top, man. We are going to start with Tan May. 56 months, Tan May. He says, hi. Hi. Hi, Tan May. Michelle with a $5 super chat. Punk, Drew, feud is off the charts. Great. Drew was in Scottish psychopath mode. Drew says it will never be over. Home invasion is coming, I bet. No home invasion. I don't think we need a home invasion. I think what they did tonight by breaking the bracelet is more than enough. Punk kind of writing him off and going after the world title, and then McIntyre coming out and doing what he did tonight was basically all you needed. Angel Alago at 28 months. JD, as much as I love MJF and Will Ospreay, to me, Gunther is the best wrestler in the world. He doesn't rely on flips and dives. Call me crazy. I would never argue somebody who came to a discussion with me saying Gunther was the best pro wrestler in the world. I would never argue. Never. Tony Brown with 27 months. JD, last night's NXT PLE had some of the tastiest cake ever in the Booty Meat Factory, period. And you are our #1 podcast. Thank you, Tony Brown. Yeah, I watched the NXT show last night. I don't really care about NXT to a point where I used to. There's no real emotional investment to many talent there, but I did see Julia's debut. I did see Joe Hendry fail at capturing the NXT title. I know you're probably talking about the women's championship match in particular. Yes, I love me some Roxanne Perez for sure. Tony Brown with 27 months. Thank you, brother. Tribal Chief, 13 months. Raw's new announcer was really good. Keep up the bomb podcast, pal. OTS for life. You're the GOAT, JD. Thank you, Tribal Chief. Girth with a 199. Hooligrim is an absolute cock. Stop banning me. Hooligrim, what happened there, bro? Sidro with a $2 super chat. Still chills from Julia's debut. Your dream matches. Julia Io, Julia Asuka, Julia Rhea. The usual. The usual. She looks great. I mean, there was nothing to really talk about. I mean, I wasn't going to go live based off that debut. She did nothing but come out, and she did this, and she stared down Roxanne Perez. I mean, there really wasn't much going on there. So, We'll talk about it when a story actually develops there. But she looks great. Annoying Dreamer, hashtag nightmare with a $4.99. How did everyone feel about Joe's first night as a commentator? Had a bit of a laugh when he called Ilja's finisher a big shoulder. I didn't even pick that up. Did he call it a big shoulder? Did he not? Did he not call it Torpedo Moscow? The only talent on NXT I like: Roxanne Perez, Fraxium. I am very much growing into liking Andre Chase, man. I don't know. There's something about him. I just really like him. I think he plays his character great. Tony D, obviously. You know, Sol Ruka. I don't really get Kelani Jordan. I think she's very vanilla. Wendy Chu is a big no. Those gimmicks don't usually hit with me. I'm not really big on Ethan Page either. I find Ethan Page to be boring. Trick is great. Lola's okay. I don't know. Oba's all right. I mean, I'm not really big on Oba like everybody is on Oba. Wesley is another one. I love Wesley. I love all of the Rascals. They're all great. Wesley is phenomenal. MGM Ballin with a 1999. I feel like Randy may not turn until after his NXT appearance on 10-8, since they will probably want him to be face for that. I can see Cody gifting him a match at Bad Blood, Cody winning, and then Randy turning the next Friday on 10-11. Well, we may get Cody versus Solo, honestly. We may just get the runaround where Bloodline beat up Randy Orton and Kevin Owens again, and Randy says enough is enough with this shit and goes about sneaking an RKO there on Cody. I don't know. Baby Shaq with 28 months. What's good, JD? What's the stipulation for Punk and McIntyre Bad Blood? Hell in a Cell or 3 Stages of Hell? Dream matches for Julia, OTS. No, we're getting a Hell in a Cell. We're getting a Hell in a Cell. Dream matches, like I said. Asuka, Io, Rhea, the usual. Sidro, I do not think Kevin Owens is turning heel. Again, I could be wrong. I don't think there's a necessity in that. I don't really see it. Prince Petey with a $2 super chat. JD's the real tribal chief of the IWC. Been on point. Thank you, Prince. Sidro with a $5 super chat. Joe's first night equals guess he's not your average Joe. Was I the only one getting Moro vibes from him? He did great tonight. PS Punk and Drew segment was fire. No, he's got some Moro in him. We'll start to see a little bit of that Moro come out of him. Justin Toner with a $10 super chat. Enjoyed Bash in Berlin and NXT No Mercy this week, and Julia's debut was awesome. So excited she's come to WWE. Good Raw tonight. Punk Drew segment ruled. Bring on Hell in a Cell. You rock. JD. Thanks. Thank you, brother. Angel, again, thank you for the $200 bomb earlier, my friend. Thank you. Thoughts and prayers with you for sure. Fire Panda with 28 in super chat. You have to make a Bullet Club for WWE using 3 old members and 3 new members. The new members can come from Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. Who do you use? Also, you have to tell Solid Monster to grow his beard out like he did in 2020. Make a Bullet Club in WWE using 3 old members and 3 new members. Cody, AJ, I'm going to go Cody, AJ, Finn. I'm going to go Andrade. I mean, come on. Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. Andrade, those are the four. I don't know. Those last two are tough. Those last two are tough. I don't know. I'll have to get back to you on that one, Fire Panda. I don't know. Those last two are really drawing a blank. Honestly, I want to say Dragonov because Dragonov looks great in a suit. I don't know. Dragonov, maybe? But I don't know who else would fit in the Bullet Club. Damian Priest would fit in the Bullet Club for sure. There you go, Damian Priest. I didn't want to pick Damian Priest because Priest is, you know, they always align him with a stable. But yeah. There you go. Yuri Lover with a $10 super chat. My prediction, John Cena wins the Royal Rumble, challenges Gunther at WrestleMania, wins it, captures number 17, has a retirement match against Orton. Orton inducts John Cena into next year's Hall of Fame. No. No, I do not do it that way at all. John Cena will wrestle Randy Orton at WrestleMania. They've never had a one-on-one match at WrestleMania. I don't know why we are bothering doing anything but that. John Cena will wrestle Gunther at SummerSlam at Wembley Stadium and lose. That's my prediction. Why are we rushing to tell number 17 when Solid Monster brought up a great point? The story is that John Cena hasn't won a fucking match in how long? Let's try and get him his first singles victory before we start talking about winning a world championship. You know what, Fire Panda? I'm going to change my opinion, man. 3 old members. Finn, AJ, Cody. 3 new members. Andrade, Dragonov, and John Cena. I'd finally turn John Cena heel. Sidro with a $5 super chat. 2 men broke into a drugstore and stole all the Blue Chew. The police put out an alert to be on the lookout for 2 hardened criminals. Code JD. So that's a good one, bro. Jay Beasy with a $50 super chat. Hey, JD, first super. We all know Gunther will have a long title reign, no doubt. But how he will lose it, this is just a thought of 2 ideas. 1, he becomes overconfident and beats himself in losing the title. Or 2, have Ludwig betray and cost him. I can see both of those things happening, Beasy. Also, with a $5 super chat, appreciate your honesty in calling out the things wrong or could do better in all companies. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Mr. Team Bringer with a $1.99. Did releasing the Owen footage help Jack Perry? No. It did not. You didn't need the footage to sell me on Jack Perry. Jack Perry was already sold when he left AEW to go to Japan and turn himself into the scapegoat. We didn't need that footage shown. The footage only hurt AEW. The footage was shown because Tony Khan was a petulant child and he needed to try and get back at Punk for what he said on Ariel Helwani. There was no reason to show the footage. It did not help in FTR Young Bucks. It did not help AEW. Whoever tells you that it did is a fucking idiot. It did nothing but hurt the company. It embarrassed them. It looked fucking amateur. Tony's life wasn't in danger. Nobody was in danger. Nobody was hurt. Lauren with a $2 super chat times 2. Who will Cody face at Bad Blood and Punk McIntyre 3 at Bad Blood inside Hell in a Cell? Yes, and Solo. Captain Solo with a $5 super chat. What are your top 5 Metallica songs? OTS for life. JD is the messiah of the IWC. My favorite Metallica song is The Four Horsemen. Second is Fight fire with fire. Third is battery. 4 is and justice for all. 5, I would probably say Leper Messiah. Juan Castle with a 199. JD, give Denise a smooch where the sun don't shine. No, thank you. Her kisses may be poison, and then I may have a failing podcast afterwards. No, thank you. Basic with a 499. Rest in peace, Charlie the Spider. 24/24. He will be missed. I know you will be saving a seat for JD in heaven, so you can reenact that all over again. Jay Beasley with a $5 super chat. If there was a choice between Excalibur and Tony on commentary or having a viral diarrhea dump, give me the toilet. E. Stephen J with a 499. JD, do you prefer your potato stew be made by Brandy Wines or the Tooks? I don't know what that means, but what the fuck is the Tooks? Do I enjoy a good beef stew, though? Yes. Guinness beef stew. Yes. Demeter Bullion, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles versus Heyman versus Lita. Who wins? With a $7.99 super chat. You thought that was the super chat. That was just his name. My name is Leonardo, and right now my brothers and I are in a mess of trouble. Our backs are up against the wall in some trash thrown alley. Help, nanny. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I can help you, bro. You got to call on Splinter. I don't know. I don't know where the turtles are, bro. He may know where they are. My favorite turtle was Michelangelo. E. Stephen J with a 199. JD, how about a show from your hole in the Shire? If I could live in the Shire, E. Stephen J, I would. There's nothing wrong with living in the Shire. Wrestling Bro with a 199. Did you end up seeing Alien Romulus? I have not. By the time I went to the theater in town, it was removed from the theater. I don't know why. It lasted like a week there. 98% of the time with a $5 super chat. Sorry if you have already talked about this. I was there in Denver tonight. I got to know, how did we come across on TV? Did we help or hurt the show? Oh, you guys were great. You guys were really awesome. Lauren with a $5 super chat. It was Hell in a Cell 2009 that had more than one match that took place. Randy Orton, John Cena, CM Punk, Undertaker. It was for the titles. No, there was one after that. There was definitely one after that. Ghost of Niccolo with a $4.99. I still remember Tessitore from Fight Night Round 3 on Xbox 360. Lauren with a $5 super chat. My predictions for champions in 2025. Rhea Ripley, Gunther, Randy Orton, Braun Breaker, Tiffany Stratton, and John Cena. Lisa with a $5 super chat. Jay vs. Braun does not excite me at all, but Sami vs. Gunther, sign me the hell up. I agree with you, JD. I think Sami and Jay will win the tag team titles in Saudi. Lauren with a $4 super chat. Everyone will cheer when Orton turns on Cody, and do you think Orton will break the record? He certainly's got a better chance than John Cena. I don't think Cena wants it. Lauren with a 2 and a 2. Thank you, Lauren. BZ with a 5. If you wanted to do something with AJ, what if he turned up in TNA for Bound for Glory against Josh Alexander? I'm all for it. All for it. Snowman Khan with a 279. Seeing Punk with many Jordans. Do you have any Jordans, JD? Yes, I do. I got 3 pairs. I like the low dunks. Lauren with a 2. Are you going to vote this year for the election? No. Miggy Saito. Is it true? Sheeta versus Monet all out. Yes. Sheeta won a worthless 4-way at the end of Collision on Saturday night. Hidden Network with a 125. Will you be... Well, it's not 125 American, but will you be wearing a suit and tie one of these days, JD? He. Just kidding. I always respect and love your honest takes. No. Don Parker with a $5 super chat. Thoughts on a possible Punk Heyman reunion? Not watching much wrestling now due to college football, but Bash in Berlin was great. OTS for life. I do expect a Heyman Punk interaction when Punk eventually feuds with Roman. Yes. Sidro, did I miss one of your super chats? What did I miss, bro? There it is. $5 super chat. Sidro, sing this in Edge's theme. On this day, 1 year ago, Tony killed his own company. Yeah, it's more than that, honestly. All joking aside, it's definitely more than that. Snowman Khan, thank you. Lauren, are you going to vote? No. Miggy, thank you. Hidden Network, thank you. Don Parker, thank you. Lewis with a 2. Glad I got ticks to bad blood early. Prices skyrocketed. Of course they did. And Moise A with a $4.99 super chat. Moise A is going to be in Chicago for House of Glory. Hey, JD, I'll be at Hog in Chicago on Thursday. Excited to see it. Hope to see you there. Cheers, brother. Thank you, brother. I'll see you there with Jason. Hologram, the Call of Duty beta fucking sucks. The spawns are terrible. Everyone's using the same fucking gun. Everyone's flying around the map. I'm an old man. Give me Black Ops 3, man. I fucking killed it on Black Ops 3. This shit sucks. This is what we waited 4 years for, man. Maps are fucking terrible. Everyone's using the same gun. The spawns are fucking as worse as they've ever been. The sliding around and the fucking movement back and forth. I mean, it's a fucking circus out here, man. One game I'll drop 40 kills, and the next game I'll go 15 and 15. I can't fucking stand it. I can't hear fucking footsteps. Footsteps are non-existent. But my footsteps, they sound like a fucking herd of elephant. You look at a sniper, you're fucking dead. There's no gunfight there. None. X-Defiant's gonna be canceled in about a month, Fire Panda. I mean, there's nobody playing the game. They're looking to shut the servers off. And Captain Solo with 38 months. Who has a better chance of making it to WWE AEW? Tessa Blanchard or Velveteen Dream? Tessa. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for a great stream. If you enjoyed tonight's festivities, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up on your way out, please. I'm Solo with a $3 super chat. JD, what's the story with Sean DMing you on pizza? Anyone? Fuck him. There's one thing I don't stand is for social justicing online like you're fucking policing everybody, bro. Fuck out of here. Thank you guys very much for all your support, man. Please hit that thumbs up. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Take advantage of HelloFresh. Take advantage of HelloFresh, man. Sign up. 10 free meals and free breakfast on me. For life. Free breakfast for life. I'll be live with Jason tomorrow night. Solid Monster. TNT episode 64 right here on Off the Script. Please don't forget to hit that thumbs up on your way out. Hit that subscribe button down below and turn on the bell for all notifications. Until tomorrow night, guys, where Titans reign. Tuesday night, Titans with JD and the Solomonster. Until then, guys, have a good night.